Alright guys, I'm here with another prediction game video for Money in the Bank, and this time I'll be going over the Money in the Bank ladder match itself and the superstars involved in it, which are the superstars you're looking at right now, and Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is my detailed prediction, so I'll be going over all the superstars in the match and why I think they might or might not win the match. Now, keep in mind, I think Reigns is winning this. He's like my top pick, but there's always that possibility that there could be a surprise winner. That maybe Reigns doesn't win. Maybe one of the other guys pulls off a surprise win. There's a swerve or something like that. I mean, I'd say for the past year or so, every pay-per-view has featured at least one surprise win, where the match seemed predictable, but all of a sudden the guy you really thought wouldn't win the match ends up winning the match. But the whole predictable thing is also kind of subjective, because while I might think a match is predictable, somebody else might think it's not predictable. So, whatever, let's go ahead and move on. And let me start off by talking about who I want to see win this match. Now, you guys actually might find this surprising, but the person I want to see win this Money in the Bank briefcase is Kofi Kingston. That's right, I want to see Kofi win the ladder match this Sunday and become Mr. Money in the Bank. Now, it's mainly because of how entertaining the New Day has been ever since turning heel. Like I said before, they're like the best part of whatever show they're on, except on Monday. On Monday, R-Truth was the best part of Raw. And, think about it. Kofi Kingston, Money in the Bank, holding it along with the New Day. And he did say on Raw, if he does win the Money in the Bank briefcase, or when he does win the briefcase, then they're all gonna be Mr. Money in the Bank. So maybe for the very first time, they could have the Freebirds rule, but for the Money in the Bank briefcase. So you never know who's gonna cash it in. By the Freebirds rule, I mean the same rule they're using right now for the Tag Team Championships, where any two members of the New Day can hold on to the Tag Team titles, can defend the Tag Team titles in the match. So what if any member of the New Day can go ahead and cash in that briefcase? Now, I don't think that would make too much sense, because let's say, you win the Money in the Bank briefcase, would you really want to give that opportunity to somebody else, and, give that briefcase to somebody else and they cash it in and win the title when you win it? So that's probably not going to happen, but just having New Day hold on to that briefcase would be great, and they could preach about how, over the power of positivity, they've been able to win the tag team titles, win this Money in the Bank briefcase. What if Kofi cashes it in, wins the title, and then they use the Freebirds rule where any member of the New Day can go ahead and defend the title? Now, of course, these things are probably not going to happen, especially the title one. But out of all the superstars, like I said, I would like to see Kofi win that briefcase, just because out of all the superstars right now, I'm entertained the most by watching the New Day, out of all the superstars in this match. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, and he is supposed to be facing off against Brock Lesnar July 4th, I believe, in a WWE Network special. So, what if he is facing off against Brock Lesnar because he wins the briefcase and Brock Lesnar wants to take out whoever has the briefcase, so whatever happened to him at WrestleMania doesn't happen again? What if that's the case? It's probably not, and Kofi's probably not going to win this match, especially because now there's only one Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, if there was two Money in the Bank ladder matches, which would mean there would be two championships, so, the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship, like a year back or 2 years back, whatever, then I could see Kofi Kingston win the match. Because what they did in the past for the blue Money in the Bank briefcase, the one for the World Heavyweight Championship, is they would kind of experiment, and most of the time they'd have superstars that you wouldn't expect to win the Money in the Bank, or that superstars that weren't world champions before win that briefcase and cash it in, while for the WWE Championships, for the WWE Championship, they would have, established main eventers sometimes win that briefcase. But I actually think Kofi's chances are better than some of the other superstars in this match. While I do want to see him win, I do realize that he's probably not going to win, but I actually think his chances are better than some of the other superstars in this match. I mean, after all, out of all the heels in this match, he's probably the heel that gets the most heat, or the New Day as a whole. So he could maybe win it, but the chances are pretty slim. but I'd like to see it happen. Anyways, moving on to Neville. Now, if Neville wins this match, it would kind of be like when Daniel Bryan won the briefcase. Not too many people expected it. But in Neville's case, I think he's in this match mostly just, you know, for the high-flying moves. I think that's what he's in the match for. Now, in the past, you know, Kofi Kingston would be in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and people would say he's in this match for, you know, the high-flying spots. But in this case, I think Neville's in the match for the high-flying spots. I think we might see a red arrow from the top of the ladder. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see that. But as far as him winning the actual briefcase, like I said, I think he's mainly there for, you know, the high spots, the goal spots in a ladder match. In these ladder matches, you always have, you know, high-flying superstars. And in this case, we've got Neville and Kofi Kingston in it. But now that Kofi's a heel, he's probably going to tone down on that a bit, so that's why you've got Neville. And then moving on to Randy Orton. Now, Randy has won the Money in the Bank briefcase in the past. You know, it was 2 years ago. He won it the same night Damien Sandow won his. As far as Randy, I just don't see him getting into the WWE title picture once again with that briefcase. And not this soon either, because he just got done being in the title picture and facing off against, you know, Seth Rollins, having a feud with Rollins, and then eventually he got pinned by Seth Rollins in that fatal 4-way, which ended the feud. After that, we haven't seen, you know, interaction between Randy and Seth Rollins anymore. The feud is pretty much over. And with Rollins still being the champion, I don't see him winning the briefcase, because even though he doesn't need to cash it in, you know, soon, he could cash it in like months from now, him winning the briefcase already kind of associates him right away with the champion. And like I said, the feud's over between him and Rollins. And with the recent booking of Randy versus Sheamus 2 weeks in a row on Raw, and the match not ending in a pinfall or submission, you know, ending via disqualification each time, I think they're going to start a feud, or they've already started it, but I think they're going to continue it and actually have somebody, you know, win the matches. And so he's going to be busy with that, probably. If he doesn't go ahead and feud with Sheamus, then I think what we might see is either Bray or Eric Rowan and Luke Harper attack him in this match, and he starts a feud with that person or with Rowan and Harper. Because Rowan and Harper have been talking about somebody or some people, so it might be Randy. If of course he doesn't feud with Sheamus. And Bray Wyatt likes to, you know, attack people all of a sudden out of nowhere with Sister Abigail, so maybe he targets Randy next. Thing is, I think, you know, whether it's Randy or somebody else, I think somebody's gonna get attacked by a member of the Wyatt family in this match. Whether it's Rowan and Harper attacking them or Bray Wyatt. Now, moving on to Dolph Ziggler. When it comes to Dolph, right now he's in a storyline with Lana and Rusev. And obviously Rusev getting injured has kind of, I guess, slowed down that process or that storyline until Rusev is cleared to compete and all of that. But they've still, you know, managed to keep Rusev on TV and keep the storyline going, even though Rusev isn't cleared to compete. And I do think that if Rusev could compete, then he would be in this Money in the Bank ladder match along with Dolph, and that we would have seen maybe Rusev cost him the match at Money in the Bank, or Lana cost him the match at Money in the Bank, and like it being a setup, and her going back to Rusev. But anyways, plain and simple, I don't see Dolph winning this. You know, he's in the whole storyline with Lana and Rusev, even though Rusev is injured, and once he comes back, I think it will resume. And I just don't see like a situation where Dolph wins the briefcase and then Rusev comes back and fights him while he has the briefcase. I don't have a real detailed explanation as to why I don't think Dolph is going to win this, but I just, plain and simple, don't think he's going to win the briefcase. And plus, he's already won Money in the Bank before. There's not that many people that have won 2 Money in the Bank briefcases. Actually, the only person that's done it is CM Punk. He actually won it from the Money in the Bank ladder match. I know Edge has cashed in Money in the Bank twice, but he only won it once. Moving on to Sheamus, Obviously, since returning, he's been getting pushed. Most of us thought the reasoning behind it was for him to win the Intercontinental Championship, but that didn't happen, so maybe the goal is for him to win the Money in the Bank briefcase for the first time and get back in the title scene by cashing it in. And when it comes to Kane, he's actually in a storyline with Seth Rollins for a while now. He's been getting pissed off at Rollins, thinks he's a spoiled brat, so maybe Kane gets back at him by cashing in that briefcase and winning the title. And finally, when it comes to Roman Reigns and why I think he's going to win the match, well, most of the build for this match has revolved around Roman Reigns and Reigns trying to get in the match and the Authority stopping him or trying to stop him. They put him through a bunch of matches, he overcame those odds and secured a spot in Money in the Bank. So it's mostly, focused on Reigns, and also ever since the Rumble or even before the Rumble, it was like pretty clear that he was going to win the title at some point. A lot of us thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania. It didn't end up happening because Seth Rollins cashed in, so now Reigns has this opportunity to win Money in the Bank and do to Seth Rollins what Rollins did to him. And I mean, Brock's coming back soon, so he's going to face off against Seth Rollins, and I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure Reigns is going to cash in during a Seth Rollins and Brock match, so for that reason, going to go with Reigns on this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, you can click that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. With that said, I'm out. See you guys.